I think the AM.
Okay.
12:40 a.m. Good morning.
The NBA draft is over. I was saying NBA draft.
Yeah.
We know the results, and this is not the end of your NBA journey. And it's nice to talk about the journey leading towards the draft and what happened in the draft. And we'd like to find out, first off, from Kai, what is your feeling at the end of this draft? You were not chosen.
I can't really explain the feeling, but it's not a good feeling. Obviously, I really worked hard and really did my best to get here, but it's what happened, and I believe God has better plans for me, and just gonna keep on going, and I won't stop.
Gretchen?
What is going on through your mind right now? I mean, with everything, tell us your experience tuning in with the draft. Are you with your whole family?
Yes, I'm with my whole family. Yeah, and
Oh.
yeah, we had dinner, and then we just watched the draft together.
Okay, Kai, we know that you went through a series of pre-draft workouts before this. And we also learned that you got a sprain in the middle of those workouts. Did you feel at some point medyo naalanganin ka dahil dun sa injury na yon? And ano yung nakutuban mo with all of your workouts combined?
I think a sprained ankle. I think it's a little 50-50. I think my part na napasama, and my part naman na okay lang. Pero about the workouts, I think I got better from start to finish. And I feel like I know that I really learned a lot from all the workouts and all the feedbacks from the teams. And it was a really good and really good learning experience.
We're going to ask Joel Bell. Joel, right after Kai Sotto had his low ankle sprain and he was out of commission for 10 days, he missed out on a lot of workouts. He missed out on the Spurs, on the Suns, the Texas teams. But then he came back to do workouts with the Kings, with the Clippers, and the Pacers. Tell us what happened right after that sprain incident, and how did you feel things were going leading towards the draft?
Well, yeah, injuries happen. It's just part of the profession. Obviously, the sprained ankle, we had to cancel some interviews. It was a setback. It was a setback in his training. Even when he had recovered and was able to work out, he had missed 7 to 10 days of training. So that's never a great thing. But he did great. He really showed a lot of heart, and he had good workouts. The basic feeling in the NBA was he needs to get stronger to play in the NBA. He helped himself in this process here. He showed a lot of offensive ability, basketball IQ, passing ability. People thought he was a better athlete than they gave him credit for. Seeing him in person, they were impressed by that. They said he needed to get bigger, stronger, which we knew that going in. I think a lot of people here don't really understand exactly what this whole draft and stash thing is. Kai had a couple opportunities, and we discussed it as a team. He had a couple opportunities where teams said, listen, we'll draft you, but we don't want you to come right now. We want to hold your rights. We want to stash you on a team outside the United States. And that's generally a pretty bad idea. And what the audience and the basketball public needs to understand is, I'll give you two examples here. Let's look at the player who was drafted last in the draft. Besson, who played also in Australia. That team now owns his rights forever. He can't talk to other teams. If he wants to play in the NBA, he's got to talk only to that team. That team has all the leverage. If they don't have a spot for him, they can say, we don't have a spot for you. And there's nothing he can do about it. He's stuck with that team. By not being drafted in a year when Kai is going to be stronger and obviously more marketable NBA teams, and he got a lot of people intrigued this year, we can talk to all 30 teams. He's an unrestricted free agent. It's much better to be able to talk to 30 teams than to be locked into one team. I think anybody can see that. There's a general feeling on draft night, you got to have your name called. Well, that's true if you're going to be in the top 10 for sure, okay? But to be locked into a team and have them have your rights and they don't want you now and they may not ever want you is generally a pretty horrible idea. And Kai and his team made a very sophisticated, intelligent decision and said, no, we don't want to do the draft and stash. And, teams will ask you before they do that because they need you to cooperate. And that's what we told them. So we had a couple opportunities for that. We had a couple opportunities that I knew of during the season in Australia where teams said, hey, we'll draft them, if you guys will do that. And I told them, well, I'll get back to them. We didn't have to make any decisions in February or March. But that's kind of how it went. But Kai had a good draft process. He showed a lot of things to teams, and he's going to be heavily on the radar for these teams in this coming year.
Moving forward, Joel, do you think Kai will be attending some camps?
Well, Kai has expressed
moving towards the league season opening.
Yeah, I've already gotten several summer league invites for him, but Kai's decided to play with the Filipino national team. That's his commitment, and he's very dedicated toward Filipino things, Filipino pride, Filipino activities. So he's going to pass up summer league and play with the Filipino national team. And it'd be nice. Let me just say this here: it'd be nice if the people of the Philippines respected him for that. I mean, I see so much garbage written, it's not true. It'd be nice if someone said, hey, here's a guy who's stepping up for his country. So maybe we ought to applaud him for that.
Well, that's tremendous. Gretchen, you have a question?
I guess picking up from that, if Kai is not going to join the summer league, what would the NBA again? Because I believe there are several options on the table, including a two-way contract, an Exhibit 10, a 10-day contract. Which of those are you considering for Kai?
Sure. We're not going to do two-way contracts. We're not going to do G League, Exhibit 10 contracts, any of that. Kai is from to go to a non-North American team. He could go back to Australia. There's some other teams in Europe that are interested. He's going to develop wherever he goes. He's going to have a personal agility coach, a personal strength coach, because those are things that he's going to really work hard to improve upon with the rest of his game. And I think that, in the following season, he'll be in the NBA.
Why go down that route instead of taking on these special contracts in the NBA?
I didn't hear the question. You broke up. Could you repeat that, please?
Sorry. Why go down that route of going to North America or to Australia instead of taking on the special contracts, which, of course, we know several known players to be going down that lane?
Sure. With a two-way contract, you're not going to play very much. He needs to play. You're just not going to play very much unless there's a bunch of injuries or something unusual happens. You're the 16th or 17th guy on a team, and you just don't play that much. So he needs to play. So that's a reason right there that he wouldn't do that.
Well, we understand, Joel, that the consensus among a lot of NBA scouts and coaches is that Kai is ready to play in the NBA as an offensive player, but it's his defense that he may need to work on. So that's half the battle won, so to speak.
Well, he's unbelievably gifted offensively. It's not just the shooting and the scoring, it's the passing and the basketball IQ. And he needs to get stronger. Kai knows that. We knew that going in. We knew it in March. We know it in June. So there's nothing new there. And, a lot of 20-year-olds that are 7'3" or 7'4" need to get stronger.
Well, Kai, what about your feeling ngayon? It looks like maybe if ever you're going to get in the NBA, it may be after this season that you're going to get strengthening and then you're going to get better conditioning this coming year, wherever the situation allows. And then, of course, you'll be playing for Gilas. But then maybe a possibility of joining the NBA the season after this coming season. Is that the game plan, Kai?
Yeah, of course. The dream is always the NBA, so I always have to do whatever it takes to get better, get stronger, to improve. And it's just a speed bump, and we didn't get to Plan A, but we got a Plan B, and I'm just not gonna stop here. This is not a signal for me to stop, but for me to keep on going.
Okay, I remember you once said that the journey is not the draft. The journey is making it to the NBA, and there's a big difference. Joel, you want to respond to that comment of Kai?
He's right. He's right. That's my response.
And then the
Okay.
focus is having a long career in the NBA, because you mentioned to us that you could get drafted, but potentially by a team that will not be able to develop you well. So Kai, speaking of the workouts, let's go back to the workouts. Just tell us a little bit about your experiences there. I believe you were supposed to work out with a dozen teams. May mga hindi ba natuloy, and ano yung mga nangyari doon sa workouts na natuloy?
Yeah, it's supposed to be 12 workouts, but I only did 8, and I did the Knicks my first workout, and I think that's the toughest. Probably the toughest workout because it was my first, and then I didn't really know what to expect, but I think it got better every workout. And then yeah, just the travel and the workouts it's been a fun experience. It's I really learned a lot this month. I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna bring this experience, this feeling, when I continue to play basketball.
Did you get to play like one-on-one with the NBA regular season players, or was it mostly from the G League and the other ones who were also trying out for the team?
Yeah, it's only the ones who are trying out the team, and usually you have 6 players working out in one day, and then you're gonna do some one-on-one, 2-on-2, 3-on-3s, and then I mean some teams are the same, some teams are different, but usually that's what we do.
Kai, may nagsabi sa amin na nagkaroon ka ng magandang experience in your last workout with the Indiana Pacers. Nagkaroon ng three-point shooting contest. It was supposed to be for guards, but you stepped up and said, okay, I'll do this. And they were saying, no, but you're a big. Ano ba nangyari doon in that three-point shooting contest? And it looked like you impressed a lot of the guys who were watching.
Oh, I think there was a shooting drill that you have to, I think, make 20 out of 25 threes. And I was working out with another guard, and I mean, yeah, I just did my best shooting lang.
Oops, I think he
I
knocked
guess.
off for a bit. Okay, here. Kai, please
Sorry.
continue. Ano nga yung sinasabi mo?
Yeah,
20 out of
yeah, we just had a shooting drill, and I think I just shot normally, and I think I impressed the guys there.
Well, I heard you made 18 out of 25. Is that true? They were expecting 20 out of 25, but you stepped
Yeah.
up and said, okay, let me see what I can do with this ball. And you hit 18 out of 25. That's remarkable, Kai.
Yeah, I think I could do 20 out of 25, but it's just what happened. It's not a big deal.
Gretchen.
Kai, because the announcers and the analysts were talking a while ago that there were a lot of strong wings that made it to the NBA with this draft. Ano sa palagay mo yung hinahanap nila when you were there when it comes to skill set? I mean, what did you learn about these workouts and what the scouts and teams were looking for?
There's certain things that NBA teams look at some certain players, and at the game today sa NBA ngayon, they're usually looking at the bigs who can defend the quicker players, the smaller players, because NBA today there's a lot of switches, a lot of pick and rolls, and they're looking. For big guys, they're looking at the ones who are, athletic, who are mobile, who are faster. So I think that's where I lack at, and that's where I have to improve on in order for me to have a spot on an NBA team.
And with that knowledge, does that change or somehow add up to your next decisions on where you will be taking your talents. Siguro kung saan ba mas mabilis, which team will develop your speed. Does that play into your next decision?
Yeah, of course. My development is always number one priority. And as I'm only 20 years old, so I still have a lot of room to grow and to develop, to improve. So this next step, I really have to think about it with my family, my team, and I just have to do everything to get better and to to reach my dream. It's not yet over.
Hindi natin napag-uusapan, pero yung family mo, anong unang sinabi nila sa'yo, no? Upon, finding out the results of the draft.
Well, before naman ang draft, me and Joel and my team, we talked, so we kind of expected this to happen already, and my parents said na whatever happens, di pa tapos yan, it's not yet over. We're always here behind you. Alam mo naman yan. So, ayun.
Got to ask this question now to Joel. Joel, I was looking at a list of a lot of undrafted NBA players, some of them coming away with tremendous contracts. Just to give you some examples, Duncan Robinson of the Miami Heat didn't get drafted. He signed to a $90 million 5-year deal. What about Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors? Already has a championship ring. He signed a 4-year, $50 million $85 million contract, and he wasn't drafted either. Ben Wallace, Avery Johnson, those guys never got drafted. So do you think with examples such as those players, there is going to be like an end of a golden rainbow for Kai Sotto, maybe after a season in the NBA?
Well, I believe in Kai Sotto. I can tell you that 100%. I've been doing this a long time. Kai Sotto is going to be very successful. And, you mentioned some of the people that weren't drafted. I mean, I think the all-time actual salary leader for undrafted players is Wes Matthews, who's like at 125 million so far or something. He's still playing. So the draft is an inexact science. If you ever want to amuse yourself, go look back 5 or 6 years and look at the lottery picks and see how many of them aren't even playing anymore. So I believe in Kai Sotto. If I was an investor, I would buy stock in Kai Sotto.
Okay, Gretchen, do you have a question?
Kinito?
Yes, okay. I guess for Kai, no, kasi, you've been trending since last night. I don't know if you've been tuning in, and the whole Philippines is really rallying for you, and they're saying, alam mo, kahit na hindi to na-draft o ma-draft man, talagang you've made us proud. So, I guess anong mensahe mo sa mga sumusunod sa'yo, sumusubaybay sa journey mo, and are also rooting for you every step of the way?
Well, I'm still always thankful for all the support I could get from my fellow Filipinos, and I'm just happy that whatever happens, they're always there for me, and I just feel like I let a lot of people down, and I will always remember this feeling na ganun na para next time I will always do my best and to have a chip on my shoulder every time I step on the court.
I love
just
how,
one thing. Just one thing. Thanks. Diane Castillo is with us from PlayitrightTV. Can we have her come on board? Is she there? If not, I think we might. Okay, Diane is here now. Diane, if you can just throw in a question or two, please.
Hi, everyone. Kai, Joel, Gretchen, Kenito. Yeah, Kai, we just wanted to say that we know it was such a tremendous effort put in by you all. And I know that you guys are going to strive to do better and know the best moves. I just wanted to ask Kai your decision or the decision for you to choose to pray for the Gilas team, not join the G League and all that. Nanggaling ba yan sa'yo or yun talaga yung gusto mo at paano kayo nakarating sa decision na yan?
I'm not sure if Kai is still on any longer.
Okay, so maybe Joel. Joel,
maybe.
I know it's a tough time for you guys, but like you said, there's still a lot. It's not the end of the road at all. So the decisions, the next moves decisions, how did you guys come about that? Was it like, I guess you had a lot of conversation with Kai and his family. Could you share with us?
Well, first of all, it's not that tough a time here because the future is going to be good. It's not like, this is a terminal diagnosis here. Okay. This is just part of the process. But the decision was Kai's priority is always the Philippines. I mean, if he's under contract someplace and he has to do something, then he has to do it. But since the day I met him, he's made it really clear Philippines is a priority. Last year, that's why he left G League, if you remember, to go do the Filipino national activity, which ended up, I think, getting canceled. But he went to do it. He's always sacrificed himself for his nation. He has a lot of pride in it.
The next couple of days or weeks, what his movements are going to be like, Joel?
Well, I think he's supposed to leave on July 3rd to go with the national team, but I don't know that exactly yet. So I think he's been working hard for 2 months training. He'll probably take a little bit of a breather and then get back on the horse in a couple of days.
All right. So he might be joining the FIBA window on July 3rd, you think? Against India?
That's very possible, yes. Yeah.
Would you have a message to, as you know, the whole Philippines has been watching and waiting. What message would you have for all of Kai's Filipino supporters who are still supporting him now?
I'll tell the supporters that he's got a great future, and I'll tell the haters that there's no reason for him to hate because he's a great kid. He's a great player. He steps up for the Philippines whenever he gets a chance, and I just don't understand why some people are so nasty in the media in the Philippines. It's like, I don't understand it. There's nothing but good about Kai Sotto.
Yeah, well, I know his work ethic is like super, and we're very proud of him. We support him, and we know that he's going to get there. So you have our support. Thank you very much for everything you're doing and for believing in Kai Sotto.
And to everyone who is watching us, thank you very much for following us in this journey. What a tremendous effort on the part of Kai Sotto. But this is not the end of the world for Kai Sotto. This is just the beginning. And Joel, just your final message before we wrap it up.
Everybody have a good night.
Well, thanks very much. It's good that we're all smiling. We feel a little disappointed, of course, that Kai was not named. But as Joel said, there are advantages to being an unrestricted free agent. I think the future is still wide open for Kai Sotto at this stage.
Yes.
And for Gretchen, for Diane Casillon, for PlayitrightTV, thanks very much for staying with us. And, this journey is just beginning for Kai Sotto.
Yeah.
Yes, Gretchen.
I guess we'd also like to say thank you to Sir Jude Torquato of Puso Pilipinas and Smart Sports for partnering with Kai Sotto's team and Kai Sotto's camp. And of course, credits to the whole family. I know this is a huge sacrifice for everyone. Getting to this point, I mean, a while ago I was saying, kailan ba tayo kakabahan ever with the NBA draft? I mean, to have this feeling that we're hanging onto our hopes and staying tuned, staying glued to the NBA draft. I think it's already an achievement in itself, getting this far. And I don't think it's the end of the road. I'm excited for what's to come for Kai. And, as us as sports people, we know that this happens, bumps in the road, but we get stronger for it. So congratulations, Kai.
Yeah, congratulations to Diane. You have a final message?
Yeah, just thank you, Joel, and to everyone doing everything for Kai Sotto, and keep working hard. It's still young, but the basketball is super young and bright for Kai Sotto. We believe in that. God bless and more power. We'll talk to you next time.
And with that, thank you very much for tuning in. This is PlayitrightTV.
I'm Diane. Hi, Gretchen.
Hi, Gretchen from News 5.
All right. See you next time, guys.
Bye.